Barbara, brisk and businesslike, comes from the shelter with a notebook and addresses herself to Shirley. Bill, cowed, sits down in the corner on a bench and turns his back on them.
Good morning.
Shirley stands up and takes off his hat.
Good morning, miss.
Sit down. Make yourself at home.
Shirley hesitates, but Barbara puts a friendly hand on his shoulder and makes him obey.
Now then, since you've made friends with us, we want to know all about you. Names and addresses and trades.
Peter Shirley, fitter, chucked out 2 months ago because I was too old.
You'd pass still. Why didn't you dye your hair?
I did. Me age came out at a coroner's inquest on me daughter.
Steady.
Teetotaler, never out of a job before, good worker, and sent to the knockers like an old horse.
No matter. If you did your part, God will do his.
My religion's no concern of anybody but myself.
I know. Secularist.
Did I offer to deny it?
Why should you? My own father's a secularist, I think. Our father, yours and mine, fulfills himself in many ways, and I dare say he knew what he was about when he made a secularist of you. So buck up, Peter. We can always find a job for a steady man like you.
Shirley, disarmed, touches his hat. Barbara turns from him to Bill.
What's your name?
What's that to you?
Barbara calmly makes a note.
Afraid to give his name. Any trade?
Who's afraid to give his name?
Bill carries on doggedly with a sense of heroically defying the House of Lords in the person of Lord Stevenage's granddaughter.
If you want to bring a charge against me, bring it.
Barbara waits, unruffled.
My name's Bill Walker.
Bill Walker. Oh, I know. You're the man that Jenny Hill was praying for inside just now.
Barbara enters his name in her notebook.
Who's Jenny Hill? And what call has she to pray for me?
I don't know. Perhaps it was you that cut her lip.
Yes, it was me that cut her lip. I ain't afraid of you.
How could you be, since you're not afraid of God? You're a brave man, Mr. Walker. It takes some pluck to do our work here, but none of us dare lift our hand against a girl like that for fear of her father in heaven.
I want none of your cat and jaw. I suppose you think I come here to beg from you, like this damaged lord here. Not me. I don't want your bread and scrape and cat lap. I don't believe in your God, no more than you do yourself.
Oh, I beg your pardon for putting your name down, Mr. Walker. I didn't understand. I'll strike it out.
Hey, you let my name alone. Ain't it good enough to be in your book?
Well, you see, there's no use putting down your name unless I can do something for you, is there? What's your trade?
That's no concern of yours.
Just so. I'll put you down as, the man who struck poor little Jenny Hill in the mouth.
See here, I've had enough of this.
What did you come to us for?
I come for my girl, see? I come to take her out of this and to break her jaws for her.
You see, I was right about your trade.
Bill, on the point of retorting furiously, finds himself, to his great shame and terror, in danger of crying instead. He sits down again suddenly.
What's her name?
Her name's Morg Aberjam. That's what her name is.
Oh, she's gone to Canning Town, to our barracks there.
Bill is fortified by his resentment of Mog's perfidy.
Is she now? Then I'm going to Canning Town after her.
Bill crosses to the gate, hesitates, finally comes back at Barbara.
Are you lying to me to get shut of me?
I don't want to get shut of you. I want to keep you here and save your soul. You'd better stay. You're going to have a bad time today, Bill.
Who's going to give it to me? You, props?
Someone you don't believe in, but you'll be glad afterwards.
I'll go to Canning Town to be out of the reach of your tongue.
Bill is slinking off, then suddenly turns on Barbara with intense malice.
And if I don't find Morg there, I'll come back and do 2 years for you. So help me God if I don't.
It's no use, Bill. She's got another bloke.
What?
One of her own converts. He fell in love with her when he saw her with her soul saved and her face clean and her hair washed.
What's she wash it for, the carroty slut? It's red.
It's quite lovely now, because she wears a new look in her eyes with it. It's a pity you're too late. The new bloke has put your nose out of joint, Bill.
I'll put his nose out of joint for him. Not that I care a curse for her, mind that. But I'll teach her to drop me as if I was dirt, and I'll teach him to meddle with my Judy. What's his bleeding name?
Sergeant Todger Fairmile.
I'll go with him, miss. I want to see them two meet. I'll take him to the infirmary when it's over.
Is that him you was speaking on?
That's him.
Him that wrestled in the music hall?
The competition at the National Sporting Club was worth nigh 100 a year to him. He's given up now for religion, so he's a bit fresh for a want of the exercise he was accustomed to. He'll be glad to see you. Come along.
What's his weight?
13-4.
Bill's last hope expires.
Go and talk to him, Bill. He'll convert you.
He'll convert your head into a mashed potato.
I ain't afraid of him. I ain't afraid of anybody. But he can lick me, she's done me.
He sits down moodily on the edge of the horse trough.
You ain't going. I thought not.
Jenny!
Jenny appears at the shelter door with a plaster on the corner of her mouth.
Yes, Major?
Send Rummy Mitchens out to clear away here.
I think she's afraid.
Nonsense! She must do as she's told.
Rummy, the Major says you must come.
Jenny comes to Barbara, purposely keeping on the side next to Bill, lest he should suppose that she shrank from him or bore malice.
Poor little Jenny. Are you tired?
Barbara looks at the wounded cheek.
Does it hurt?
No, it's all right now. It was nothing.
It was as hard as he could hit, I expect. Poor Bill. You don't feel angry with him, do you?
Oh, no. Indeed I don't, Major. Bless his poor heart.
Barbara kisses her, and Jenny runs away merrily into the shelter. Bill writhes with an agonizing return of his new and alarming symptoms, but says nothing. Rummy Mitchens comes from the shelter. Barbara goes to meet Rummy.
Now, Rummy, bustle. Take in those mugs and plates to be washed and throw the crumbs about for the birds.
There ain't any crumbs. This ain't a time to waste good bread on birds.
Rummy takes the 3 plates and mugs, but Shirley takes back his mug from her, as there is still some milk left in it. Price appears at the shelter door.
Gentleman come to see the shelter, Major. Says he's your father?
All right, coming.
Snobby Price goes back into the shelter, followed by Barbara. Rummy steals across to Bill.
I'd have the law on you, you flat-eared, pig-nosed pot-walloper, if she'd let me. You're no gentleman to hit a lady in the face.
Bill, with greater things moving in him, takes no notice. Shirley addresses Rummy.
Here, in with you and don't get yourself into more trouble by talking.
I ain't had the pleasure of being introduced to you, as I can remember.
Rummy goes into the shelter with the plates.
Don't you talk to me, d'ye hear? You let me alone, or I'll do you a mischief. I'm no dirt under your feet anyway.
Don't you be afeard. You ain't such prime company that you need expect to be sought after.
Shirley is about to go into the shelter when Barbara comes out with Undershaft on her right.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Shirley. This is my father. I told you he was a secularist, didn't I? Perhaps you'll be able to comfort one another.